Welcome back to another episode of the TalkBall Tweakers podcast. What is this, episode 13? 13. I am, of course, Blake McQuarrie with my co-host, Jake Mazarski, Toussaint Fancher. I know, we're in a new place. We are in the studio.
Third location in a week in the middle of Chicago in an office space, 16 floors up in a studio. So that's where we are. We have a big day today. It's NFL free agency day 2. Day 1 was insane. Yep. So we're going to mostly talk about that today. And, yeah, it's going to be a good episode. How are we feeling? I feel amazing. I mean, props to the 303 staff for putting this up for us. We got the entire setup. We got the logo behind us, Absolutely. Our topics. Yeah, this was just an idea, and now we're real.
Yeah. Toussaint?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, shout out Coach, shout out Soraya, shout out Hector, Rachel, everyone who put it together. Oh, yeah. Adrian, y'all are fantastic.
Shout out the whole staff for putting this together 100%. All right, I think it's time. Let's talk ball. So we have a recap from the weekend. Free agency kicked off, and, of course, it was insane. First, former Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf traded to the Steelers. The two will now work on a new contract for DK. And then Myles Garrett signs a monster deal to stay with the Browns. Of course, he first tried to get a trade, and then the money called him back. $40 million per year.
It called me back too.
$123
million. That's generational.
I'm telling you, makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, I think I would have been okay with losing too.
Oh yeah. I wanna go win. I'm winning at the bank now. I'm winning in life. I'm winning in life now.
Yeah, he's making more money than Braun made in 10-year one in Cleveland. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm winning in life now. So I'm good.
So that was wild. And then Davante Adams finds a new home in Los Angeles. He signs with the Rams on a 2-year, $46 million deal. Which, I mean, you guys like that?
Yeah, I like that. I don't think Davante's a wide receiver 1 in this league anymore. I mean, he's really, really productive. 1,000-yard seasons dating all the way back to 2019 when he was 3 away. Mm-hmm. The guy's an absolute monster, and now Matthew Stafford's throwing him the ball, and you have Puka Nacua on the other side. Like, the Rams are real, and I really want to preface that. Like, they're my pick to win the NFC West right now.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought it was a good deal. I thought he was either going there or the Chargers. I knew he was going to go. The preference, he said, was West Coast. The only 2 teams that need receivers are Chargers and Rams. I like it. Yeah. Obviously, coming into that system, he's not going to be the number 1. It's going to be Puka because he's been there. Right. But he's still very capable of putting up great numbers, having a great season impact. Obviously, he's a little bit older, but I think it was a good signing. They needed somebody, and they bolstered that wide receiver room.
Especially with them losing Cooper Kupp, too. They need that wide receiver.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess we can go right into that. What they announced that last night, Cooper Kupp, they plan to release him if a trade does not get done.
I wouldn't take his contract.
Yeah. I wouldn't take the contract either. So
it's the same thing with Davante. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Davante was owed $38.6 million by the Jets for both this upcoming year and the year after that, and nobody was going to take that. So release him, get some sort of compensation. I think the Rams are going to do the same thing, especially because reports come out that say if he's not getting traded, they're going to cut him. Why would anybody trade for him if you could just go get him on the open market?
Right.
Yeah, too expensive. But he's I mean, the man used up all his juice in 2021 practically, but
exactly.
He can add some value. I don't know how much he's gonna fetch on the open market. That just depends on how much teams want to pay him. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's not worth like $30 million, but he's still capable and can contribute to teams that are looking for contenders.
Yeah, I wonder who's gonna wear number 17. Is Puka going to give it up?
They said that they're going to play a game of pig. They're going to play a game of pig for it.
Play a game of pig for 17.
Yeah, because Puka likes to hoop.
Nah, if I'm Puka, you just came here, buddy. It's my 17.
I'm keeping the 17. I ain't going to lie.
You're new here.
I feel like Davante would be fine with wearing 15 like he did at Fresno. It's just depends on
that would be a cool full circle thing, right?
Depends on DeMarcus Robinson returns, though, I guess.
DeMarcus Robinson.
But I think Davante could give DeMarcus
He might just pull a KD and just go a whole new number.
He could do that too. I could see that.
New era. I mean, he's probably like maybe wash away the.
He might go with 11 because like Taco Bell is always open. Except they have a number 11 already, I guess.
Who's 11?
Some wide receiver. I'm blanking.
No, isn't it Jimmy Garoppolo?
Was Garoppolo 11?
Tutu Atwell
It was 2-2. It was 2-2.
2-2
Yeah,
at Will,
Tutu's
I
back.
think, right?
Yeah, Tutu's
they
back.
got
Or
back
he
on
switched to
1-1.
one.
Yeah, Jimmy's back too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy's back too.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
What a backup. That's a nice backup.
Yeah. I mean, you need somebody. So
Yeah, you need somebody. Stafford ain't going nowhere. We know that. So that's that deal. So, yeah. All right. Going into the biggest news yesterday.
Yeah.
Jake's guy. As y'all know, Pod, that's Jake's guy. Sam Darnold signs with the Seattle Seahawks. 3 years, $100 million. 55 of that deal is guaranteed money. Jake, how you feel about your guy going to Seattle?
Sam Darnold got his bag. I could not be more happy for the guy. Like, this isn't only because he was a Jet. I've rooted for Sam Darnold for his entire collegiate career, NFL career. He's such a good person. Not a mean bone in his body, except for the mono, but that's not a bone. Yeah, he got paid.
The
mono.
What?
Sam Darnold got mono.
When
remember?
Did he get mono?
2019 on the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyway, the Jets
What
never
was he
helped out
doing?
Sam Darnold. Yeah, don't even get me started on what he did. The guy was one of the best stories in the NFL last year. I thought he should have won Comeback Player of the Year, but it is what it is. He's making less in guaranteed money than Baker Mayfield did. A lot of people said he was going to get a very similar contract, and it was only $500,000 off, right? Baker made 3 years, $100 million. And now Darnold with Mike McDonald, while the Seahawks don't have the best weapons, the guy gets a chance and he doesn't have to worry about that security blanket behind him. And so, no, I think he's going to ball out. And I think the NFC West is it's a wide open conference. I'm not saying Seattle's that good. I don't think they're going to be that good. But hey, Darnold got his bag and he deserves it. So we'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Darnold. Kind of knew he was going to get that Baker Mayfield type deal.
Oh, yeah.
He had a great year. He deserves the money. In all actuality, it's like a 2-year deal, $27 million a year. So it's a rental. He's gonna have to prove it again. The only thing I say about this deal is that you look at the landscape. We talked about DK. You look at the landscape of that wide receiver room. It's bare right now. Yeah. Obviously, they're gonna have to draft a few guys. Probably go get a few guys in free agency. Some guys who are left and work with Darnold on that. But it was a good signing. We knew the Seahawks were gonna go after him after they traded Geno. We knew that was the top of the market.
Right.
They paid for it, so good for him.
I like the point that you brought up. That it's bare wide receiver.
Yeah. JSN.
JSN, and that's
JSN
it.
and friends.
JSN and pals.
Jake Bobo.
JSN and
Jake
pals
Bobo.
is in Seattle over
Jake
there.
Bobo is your number 2 currently.
Yeah. They need to go get somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Desperately.
You need to go get like 2 or 3 guys in the draft.
Very badly, or else.
Yeah, Lockett's gone too.
Or else Darnold's gonna struggle if they.
I will say though, the Seahawks defense is incredibly underrated.
Oh yeah, that defense is nice.
If the Seahawks won games last year, it was either because of a Geno Smith game-winning drive, which happens way too much to keep Jets fans from sleeping at night, and because their defense is good. They have studs like Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, Julian Love, Ernest Jones off the edge. Like, they have Kobe Bryant. Yeah. No, I think Seattle might be the second best team in the NFC West right now. We'll talk about the Niners a little later in this episode. But with them going back, this is a wide-open division. And I think Mike McDonald in year 2 gets more into the coaching scheme. Like, Seattle has experience. You're right. Their wide receiving room is really bad right now. But, like, let's be honest. They only lost DK. Like, Tyler Lockett didn't really do that much. Like, he's a legend for Seattle. Won his ring there. But they still have Noah Fant, who's one of the top tight ends in the league, and I'll stand on that. Kenneth Walker, if he's healthy, they have a rushing attack. And they've been addressing the offensive line. Yeah, if he's healthy.
If he's healthy. That's a
big
if. That's like if Kawhi Leonard is healthy.
Yeah. But Sam Darnold,
exactly.
I have to come on record and say this because I've been #1 fan club, forever.
Come on the pod.
I'm so happy for you. Yeah, come on the pod. And also shout out Barrett's boys. You guys are gonna love Sam Darnold. Seattle, you're gonna like him, I swear.
Well,
come back to this.
They're gonna like Sam Darnold. I'll clarify this. They're gonna like Sam Darnold if teams don't just run Engage 8 the whole time. So
the blitz.
Just send it. Just send. Just if you send them all.
Hey,
send them all to Sam Darnold. Seattle fans might not like
Sam Darnold, top 10 in the NFL in terms of PFF and blitz pickups. So
there we go.
Yeah.
See.
Sam
I
wish
wish you would have did it against LA.
Bottom,
I wish you would have did it against
bottom
LA.
one against the Lions in LA
and Detroit. Yeah, where was that at against Detroit and LA?
I think he's in the offseason probably working on blitzes.
Oh, he better be. I hope he is.
He better.
I hope he is, for sure.
I know. What's his name? Robert Sala's going to dial it up when they play in conference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna dial
then
it
you got to
up.
play. Then you got to go,
Play LA.
yeah.
Sam
He's
Darnold.
got
The last
get
thing
over
I'll
some
say-
demons in
Last thing-
SoFi.
The guy's 27 or 28. He's so talented and
Young.
like he's in his prime. So for a 2-year deal where you're paying a quarterback $30 million a year, only 55 guaranteed, that's really good. Like one throw that stands out to me was against Seattle when he made that throw to Jettis. That was wild to win the game.
Yeah.
2-minute warning, or
Yeah.
it might have been a little bit before the 2-minute warning. Like the guy has always had the tools to make it possible, and it's always been something else combined with maybe his immaturities that holds him back. But now, like, you have a legitimate chance, and you're in a division that's pretty wide open. Like, I don't think anybody's gonna pick Seattle. The guy could sling it, and he's definitely an upgrade over Geno Smith.
Well,
Absolutely.
The only thing that concerns me is the whole coaching thing. Obviously, you had Kevin O'Connell, who's he came from the tree of Sean McVay, really good offensive coach, very talented, knows how to scheme well. Now you're going to a defensive coach, and Mike Macdonald, who, as we know, defensive coaches very rarely care about the quarterback. They're more focused on the defense, and so they neglect the quarterback, let the OC handle that. Can Clint Kubiak get him to play the same as O'Connell? I think there's going to be a little drop-off. I think he's still going to be good. I think there's going to be a little drop-off just because of the talent. And you also had Justin Jefferson, and you had
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison as your number 2. And so those two are better than anything that Seattle has right now. So
If you needed one more thing, and then he'll stop talking, this isn't even the worst wide receiving core right now, and the Seahawks are going to add and get better. Sam Darnold was throwing to Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder. Robbie Anderson was good, but he was throwing to Braxton Berrios. He was throwing to
New York,
a bunch of other guys. Like, trust me, he's dealt with worse. But obviously, it's the wins.
Yeah. We're going to see. It's going to be interesting. Staying in NFC West, let's talk about the 49ers' off-season so far. It's not going too well. But I think I know what they're doing. So, obviously, they trade away Debo after he requests a trade. He goes to Washington. Release fullback Kyle. I don't know his last name. Juszczyk.
Yeah.
I've never been able to pronounce his last name.
You're not the first person.
What last name is that? What?
Juszczyk?
Yeah,
it
is
looks
that
like Ukraine or something like that.
I'm not professional enough to do that. Like, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, no idea. No idea.
And then they sign or they lose Aaron Banks to the Packers, lose Charvarius Ward to the Colts. Shout out Lunga. You lose Talona Hufanga to the Broncos.
He's Polish. Sorry, Polish. It's a Polish name.
Juszczyk. Bro, I'm telling you, dude. That's bro. I'm telling you, bro. I don't know that last name.
The more you say it, the more I'm gonna butcher it.
I've never been able to get it. My whole life, I've never been able to get it.
Niners fans call him
Use.
Yeah. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw goes to Denver. Offensive tackle Jalen Moore goes to the Chiefs. Running back Elijah Mitchell goes to the Chiefs. And then they just cut Leonard Floyd and lose Dobbs to the Patriots. But I think they want to pay Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
So it's bound to happen.
They got to get rid of the Avengers.
But damn.
Also,
they're getting rid of a lot of people.
They're getting rid of a lot of people, but look at this list, right? Debo Samuel at a full health Niners team, assuming they're able to stay healthy, because I'm not going to say I think they will, because I actually think they won't.
Yeah.
Debo was the fourth option behind George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and Christian McCaffrey. Juszczyk's older. Aaron Banks, you're not paying an offensive tackle $20 million a year when the Niners constantly put out this talent and draft talent.
Absolutely.
Charvarius Ward, he's 32, 33. He's making $60 million. The Niners just paid Diamador Lenore, or however you pronounce his name, $90 million. He's one of the highest paid corners in the league. Hufanga, hurt a lot, older. Greenlaw, he's probably their third best linebacker right now, because you have Fred Warner, and they'll put another guy next to him. Yeah. Elijah Mitchell, was he even in the conversation to come back? Not really. No. And I love how you put Josh Dobbs on here, and Leonard Floyd too. He's old, but they're gonna They're gonna pay Brock Purdy, and I know I said the Niners are taking a step back, because I do think they will. they still have the framework. Like, the reason I think the Niners won't be as good is because I just don't trust them to stay healthy. But the framework's there, and Kyle's Kyle. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out pretty quickly if he's the guy. We're gonna find out pretty quickly if Brock Purdy's the guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I mean, all these guys, most of them are defensive. You talk about Aaron Banks is an offensive lineman. Juszczyk is a fullback. But you talk about Ward, Hufanga, Greenlaw. A lot of these guys are defensive, and they cut Floyd. Floyd's defensive. They're letting these guys walk in the offseason. They're obviously gearing up to pay him $50+ million. Can he be the guy? Listen. This whole past year, I was up and down on Brock Purdy. I liked what he was able to do. Do I think he's worth $50 million? No. If I was John Lynch, I would say, listen, you're going to sign exactly what we signed you for because you haven't proven to us to an extent that by yourself, without all these other guys, you can win several playoff games. And if you're not going to be a top seed, you got to go do it on the road, which makes it even harder. So for me personally, if I'm going to give you 50 M's, I'm taking Sam. If I'm the Niners, I would have offered Sam Darnold the money and said, listen, if and I would have talked to, I mean, here's the thing. He's cheaper, and Sam Darnold can do exactly what Brock Purdy can do. He's bigger.
Go through that though again.
That's true, but he's bigger and he's more.
He was in that system already. He was the Niners' backup.
That's what I'm saying.
Sam Darnold made a Super Bowl.
I mean, Brock Purdy.
He made a Super Bowl.
It's true.
Sam Darnold strapped up in the Super Bowl.
So did Kenny Pickett.
Dak Prescott ain't saying that.
That's true. Dak Prescott's never seen a Super Bowl.
But the difference is Dak's on the field.
Not at the Super Bowl.
Dak's on the field contributing.
When the playoffs hit, he's in Cancun, buddy.
Yeah. Dak is
he's throwing to his receivers on the beach.
Before that Super Bowl.
He's throwing to his receivers on the beach.
To what happened.
Yeah, he got $60 million and now he's in Cancun in a vacation house.
Exactly.
So, did you guys see the video of him walking by the Eagles fans at their honeymoon?
No.
Yeah,
I did not.
There was a video in the Bahamas of someone's honeymoon, and Dak Prescott was walking by, and they go, EAGLES, Eagles. Izzy, if that was you guys, that's hilarious.
That's literally shades of New Orleans, I'm telling you. Every time they seen a Kansas City Chiefs fan, it was EAGLES.
That's hilarious.
They're lunatics.
They're lunatics. They're insane. But yeah, I mean...
It scares me though because you're gonna give him that huge contract, and then a year from now, if you're like, wait a minute, this guy can't get the job done, you just paid him all this money for nothing. Mm-hmm. Me personally, it would have angered him, but I would have said, I'm gonna get rid of all of our guys. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna let all of them walk in free agency. Franchise tag or 1-year deal. You got 1 year to prove it. If you can do it, I'll give you the money you want. If you don't, then we're going to go another way, or we're going to pay you exactly what we want. In my opinion, he's worth about $40 million. I understand the market keeps increasing. The top guys are getting paid 55. If he's 50, that means he's right behind these guys. In my opinion, he's like 15th, maybe 14th best quarterback. So
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I think he's like 40 mil.
Yeah.
45's pushing it.
But they're starting it at 45, which tells you they're going to negotiate it up to 50. They're going to go up to 50 and then go around like 50, 51 mil.
Yeah, I
mean, Goff is getting paid 55. Trevor Lawrence, Love, all these guys are 55.
They're going to make
Hurts is like 50. Hurts is getting paid like what, 51?
51.
So you're telling me that Jalen Hurts is on the same level as Brock Purdy?
Absolutely.
No. No. The man just won a Super Bowl MVP. Not. So I would not pay him 40. Yeah, I would not pay him 50.
You'd think that.
I would start at 30. I would start below 40, work my way up, and then like the max I would pay him is 45. But they're starting at 45. So hey, to be honest, if you got him in the last pick of the draft, you could probably do it again.
Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. It's going to be interesting, though, to see what he gets. It is going to be interesting.
Niners are also going to sign Joey Bosa. Yeah. Like, I'd put $1 million on it. They're going to sign Joey Bosa. He wants to play with his brother. He's not going to make that much on the market because injuries are always a concern. He's only started 15, 16
they're gonna
games over the past 3 years. Yeah, they got him for cheap. Yeah. And that's what they need. Like, why do you think they cut Leonard Floyd? Like, they don't have a second pass rusher right now. They don't.
Yeah, no.
And so, the Bosa brothers, they want to play together. They're like the Kachuk brothers.
Yeah.
They're like the Kachuk brothers. I hate you, Lunga. I hate you, Will.
So I want to move over to the NFC. Let's talk about the Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles. Been taking a hit. I think.
But we knew this was gonna happen.
I think they knew this was, but
we know Howie Roseman's a wizard.
I thought they were gonna at least keep somebody between Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, and they didn't. Josh Sweat signs with the Cardinals.
Paid a bag.
On a
People
4
throwing
years,
the money.
Yeah, $76.4 million deal for Sweat. And then Milton Williams gets a 4-year, $104 million deal.
No, that's the Patriots just throwing a bag at anybody.
Yeah.
They've been throwing money.
Dude, they've been throwing money.
Kraft just been coming out of
They've
his
been
wallet.
throwing money.
Yep.
Patriots
oh
are
my
going to be
gosh.
really
They have
good.
the most money in the league. They just throwing stuff out.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they're confident in Vrabes.
yeah.
They're very confident in Vrabes. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And that's why, they're throwing these money bags at people.
The one that surprised me, though, was the C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, this morning, yes. C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Texans for Kenyon Green and pick swaps as the Eagles get a 20,
Because wasn't he on like a 3 for 33?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't too expensive. 11 for a safety, depending on his production, is somewhat.
I just think that's insane, though.
Yeah,
for Philly to do
he was
that.
the heart of that
Yeah.
defense.
I think that was insane for Philly to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know about the heart, though.
Hart is crazy. He's like he's not the leader. He's
like,
like Draymond. He's
I
like
seen
the
somebody
most
say
vocal.
that.
He's
Like
the most
Draymond.
vocal on that team.
Yeah.
I was like Hart, most vocal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just feels like
I
an
see where
eagle
people
to
get
me.
that misconstrued, though.
He just
100%.
feels like an eagle to me too.
He is an Eagle. I thought I really believed that when they won that NFC Championship game and he cried in Nick Sirianni's arms, like I thought he was locked in for life in Philly.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, he was in Philly and then he leaves, goes to Detroit, and then comes back to Philly. Usually when you do that and then you have a great year, usually they lock you.
I mean, they
out.
don't have to pay anybody coming up. Really, they already paid Hurts. They already paid Saquon.
They got to pay Becton.
Yeah.
That is true.
They'll pay Becton.
They got to pay Becton.
That may be what the C.J. Gardner-Johnson deal was about.
And they got another lineman in Kenyon Green who's fine. Like, he's going into year 2, I think. I think Kenyon Green's going into year 2. Someone fact check me on that. Just looking at their moves, though, like, their entire core is still intact. If you're looking at the line, we thought that Williams or Sweat was going to be there. You still have Jalen Carter. You still have Nolan Smith.
Oh, they're still nasty.
You still have Jordan Davis. And the way the Eagles are able to develop personnel.
This is not year 2.
So, look, they have the 32nd pick. They'll draft a James Pierce. They'll draft a Derek Harmon. And that guy will become a stud.
Exactly.
And, like, the corners, James Bradbury didn't touch the field in the Super Bowl. Darius Slay's
He didn't
old,
touch it all,
and he was supposed to be cut last year. And so, like, I don't know. He
Yeah.
might have touched the field once or twice.
No, he didn't.
And then,
Bradbury?
Yeah, Bradbury.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't
he
play all
did.
year.
And he's also the
He's also trash.
Yeah, he's
No,
also not the reason. He's a
No,
reason.
he's
the
trash.
Eagles
Hey,
lost. trash.
my mom's
He's
like,
trash.
you should stop saying bad things about athletes. I saw him 2 years ago.
he's straight
I
bad.
watched the Eagles versus the Seahawks. I saw him get walked down on the final drive by DK on 5 consecutive plays. They were
walking
all
him down.
targeting him. He's a
Walking him
terrible DB.
Also, you
Walking him
have,
down.
you have.
I believe they walked him down. The Chiefs walked him down in that Super
it was the
Bowl.
holding penalty. It was
Yeah.
the holding penalty that let the Chiefs run
Yeah.
down the clock.
Yeah, on Juju.
It was bad. He's bad.
On
He's
Juju.
just
It was
not good.
terrible. And
He's a
also,
bad
it's just-
DB.
They have 2 young superstar corners or star corners. I'm not gonna call Cooper DeJean a superstar yet. I'll call
I think he
Quinn
absolutely.
Ewers.
I
think
think
he will be.
Pick
I
six
think
in
it's
the
that
Super Bowl?
time. I think it's that time.
Hey, guys,
He was
we're in the
high-
studio. You
highest
know what I have to
graded-
do.
Highest graded
Cooper
defensive back.
DeJean is not a safety.
Him
He's
and
a corner who
Highest
will
graded-
lock down your.
him and
corner.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo
Bay.
Guantanamo Bay.
Dude, Kelly Ringo's
I
gonna be
need
a
that
star
sweatshirt,
too.
by the way. Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah,
I need that
Guantanamo
sweatshirt.
Bay.
No, I think we can confidently say Cooper DeJean is a star.
Oh, yeah.
Highest graded defensive back this
Oh,
year.
yeah, he's here already.
Guys,
I
like,
think,
I don't
yeah,
need to
he's
say
alive.
it. I know why he has doubters. Like, there's a major reason
Why?
why he has doubters.
Don't say it.
Say it.
He's
You absolutely can.
he's white.
There we go.
He's white.
There we go.
Like, guys, like, I'm not.
There we go.
Like, anyone in the NFL
There
media
we
knows this.
go.
How often do you get
That's
a white
what I'm
cornerback
saying.
at this potential?
That's
Like,
real.
it's not. It's
Yeah.
not like. It doesn't happen a lot. And that was like one of the things when he was at Iowa too, and why he made noise in Iowa because it's like. Who the fuck? Excuse the language. Who the fuck is this Cooper DeJean guy lining up against your best player? They put Marvin Harrison, 6'5", one of the best players out there. Ohio State would, and you line him up against a short white boy, it's like me versus Toussaint in pickup if we ever played pickup basketball. But it's not about the dog in the fight. It's about the fight in the dog. Cooper DeJean had a pick 6 in the freaking Super Bowl.
He's got that dog.
Yeah, all right, cool. I changed my mind. He's a superstar.
There we go.
Yeah, he's a superstar for sure.
Shout out Chris.
I mean,
I thought if anyone would say he's a superstar, it would be you.
Yeah, they produce.
I'm trying to hold myself back.
I understand.
I mean, they just he's a superstar. I mean,
he's a
they
superstar,
coming out of the draft, they were like, he should move to safety.
Yeah. Mitchell was playing like a vet, but they both were playing.
Mitchell was the runner-up for defensive rookie of the year.
They were both.
Yeah, early in the year he was nasty. Even down the stretch he was nasty. But they just.
Yeah, and then like Nolan Smith, year 2, he was insane. Jalen Carter couldn't be blocked.
They might go get Pierce because you know what they've been saying about Pierce? They've been saying, oh, he has issues and he's uncoachable, and that's gonna keep him.
I see him falling.
Drop.
I see him falling.
And you know the Eagles got Jalen Carter when the Bears decided we're not gonna get him anymore. Yeah. And look what happened.
I see him fall. He's falling.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles are gonna get him. I think if it's not them, it's gonna be you guys. If you guys can't get another pass rusher,
it
makes sense. James Pierce was the projected #1 overall pick at the start of the year.
Mm-hmm. He was. Yeah, absolutely was.
Like, look, personality problems are absolutely a thing, but one, they could be overstated, and two, if the guy really doesn't want to be coached, he's not gonna go to the NFL. So take a chance on him. It's not like the Eagles cannot afford to miss picks.
Yeah. Those are just for teams that have bad stability and bad coaching, that get frantic and panicky about guys like that. Eagles don't care because they have it unlocked. Doesn't matter who the coach is. Doesn't matter who's there and who's not. They're going to hold people accountable. You're talking about the Bears when they were talking about Jalen Williams. Yeah, because it's the Bears. They're franchise is falling apart. You heard me, Hector. Falling apart.
I'll give it to him.
They're good now.
I'll give it to Hector. And Hector, I'm still.
Yeah, get in here. Get in here.
Look at him. Come on.
Come on.
No, come on. Why are you being camera shy, Hector? Hector just ran off.
Here, I can pull up a picture
from the control room.
I'll pull up a picture.
He just ran out from the control room. Hector, why are you being scared of the lights? You're being scared to come talk Bears football. I'm still thinking about my bet, and we're gonna get that down pat because I know what I want.
Hey, what's that mean? Turn off the lights. They're too bright.
Just like the Bears, the lights are too bright.
This is Hector, guys.
The lights are too bright. They're too bright, bro. They're too bright. Just admit it, Hector. The lights are too bright. It's okay.
And we're in Chicago. We could talk about the Bears because the Bears did make those offensive line moves.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Grady Jarrett.
Yeah.
They own $46.5 million.
That was insane. That was insane because Grady Jarrett was bad. But I'll give the Bears props. I'll give them props. Here, you could go first, and then I'll go. I'll be Team Hector for me. I'll be Team Hector.
Okay, yeah, because I'm actually about to not be Team Hector real quick. Just one last time. I had a conversation with Hector yesterday, and he said, "Oh, you know why Jarrett was not good last year? Because he got double teamed." Okay,
watch the
tape.
That's
fine. What's gonna happen when they play Detroit? What are we just? What,
curb stomp.
Is Jarrett just going to turn into Myles Garrett?
Curb stomp.
Is Grady Jarrett going to turn into Myles Garrett? I don't think so.
Hector, I'll go man the controls right now if you want to hop in here and argue this. I will literally switch spots with you.
I will say about the Bears, they did do a good job. I will give Poles his credit.
They did a great
job solidifying that offensive line. I thought they were definitely not going to be as good as they are.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Jackson.
Hector.
Look at him, and he's got the Bears gear on.
Yeah,
he's got the Bears gear on. Look at him.
Lions will quit. It's like oil and water sitting next to each other. Look at this, oil and water.
So what are we talking about?
You know what we're
the Bears
off season.
Hector, you know what we're talking.
How phenomenal the Bears have done. This less than 24 hours.
I have to give you your props. Done a good job. He's doing a great job.
You guys have done.
Still won't be enough to stop this curb stomping.
I mean, I'm not saying that the Lions probably won't beat us, but I am saying it's not going to be as easy.
You see how he threw that in there?
This guy.
Oh, okay.
This guy. What do you think about the offensive line moves?
Phenomenal. I mean, we're finally actually building a line. Now, what I would like is Genty to be drafted, so that way we can have a running back and, Swift.
If I had to choose between you having Genty or the Cowboys, I would rather you have him.
100%.
No. But then he would waste on the Cowboys. No. He'd be a waste on the Cowboys.
Would you be scared, Blake?
Would I be scared of you guys?
Of Genty, actually?
Genty? Absolutely not. I'm not scared.
I wouldn't be scared.
I will never in my life be scared of the Chicago Bears.
I will never in my life be scared
I second that.
Clip that. We will talk in 2 years.
Clip it. It's
Oh
fine.
no, I
will
Pod,
never be scared of the Chicago
just to
Bears.
let you know,
it's never gonna be a day.
Just to let you know,
Never.
we're in a 1-year program. When the Chicago Bears decide that they've had enough of Ben Johnson, I'm going to call up Hector and I will say, is this Hector? Oh yeah, this is Hector. Canned. And I'm gonna hang up the phone.
Canned.
He's gonna know exactly who it is.
So
yeah, I just
okay.
I want you to just think about it a little bit.
Well,
You guys.
Thanks for the picture, by the way.
It's still
Jake,
gonna
awesome.
be
Love
some
the
struggles
picture.
in Chicago.
It is on the website. But yes, we will come back and we'll talk about next year. And the line's gonna definitely do better. I still think there's a lot of missing pieces, and we'll see. We just need to draft at this point, and both of you know that.
I want to bring up one more point because he's being delusional. He's acting like he's not being delusional. He's being a little delusional. Yesterday, Hector told me that he wanted Cooper Kupp on the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
For $10 million.
Oh,
yes.
I was about to say trade.
He's dreaming big.
Of course.
He would definitely
just
go
like
to
how
Chicago.
you guys dreamt of the Super Bowl. But I mean,
you see how
at
he
that
does it? You see
at that
how
point,
he does it?
It's like you dreamt that Caleb Williams was gonna be good this year.
he was. He was actually
will
really.
give
He was
Hector-
actually
yeah,
really
he was
good.
pretty good.
He was all right. He was
Caleb
all right. He was all right.
He just didn't have
He was
an
all right.
offensive line.
That's true. It was all right.
He just didn't have an offensive line.
But we will find out.
You're not
I'm
getting
gonna
Cooper.
let Jake come back
You're not
on to
getting
the
Cooper.
show.
You keep dreaming about those playoffs.
It's all right. We don't need Coop. We don't need Coop. It's just
You
more
really
weapons.
They don't need him
That's like an embarrassment of riches if
They
you
don't
try
need
and
him
grab him.
anymore.
All right, boys. Good luck.
All right.
Thank you, Hector.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hector.
Grit and pride, go Lions. That's all
Pod,
I'm gonna
I
say.
forgot that I lost a bet.
He did lose a bet.
Wow.
You should have waited till we talked about college hoops, but it's fine.
It's fine. Shout out Josh.
Is that a Chelsea jersey under that? Jersey?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna take off my
Wow.
other shirt.
Okay.
But anyway,
Look at Jake.
we'll talk about it. I hate this. I hate everything about this. I'll talk about the Bears for a second. And Hector, I am Team U. That's why I wanted you to take my spot. The Bears have done a great job this offseason. Great job. Joe Tooney, he's older, but he's still good. Dahlman from the Falcons, best center out there.
Yeah.
Jonah Jackson, young guard. Caleb Williams being protected is priority number one. Because, look, you guys could throw any stat about the Bears out there right now, right? I still think Ryan Poles is the fourth best general manager in the division. I still think Ben Johnson is the fourth best head coach because he's the only one that has won a playoff game as a head coach.
Yeah.
But Caleb Williams is the best quarterback prospect and still has the highest ceiling in the NFC North. I will say that. Caleb Williams' ceiling is so much higher than Jared Goff. So much higher. And I'll fully believe that. Guys, this is someone who...
I wish I could see Hector.
Look,
right
I was
now.
going to say won the Heisman, but someone wins the Heisman every year.
Pumping his
Caleb
hand in
Williams
the air
is
right
freaking
now.
generational. He was being talked about since high school. And so if the Bears are able to get it right, I do think they have a chance. I don't think Ryan Poles is the guy. I think Ben Johnson could be. Right now, I think the Lions, if the Lions play the Bears right now, it's still belt-to-ass Lions. But in 2 years down the road,
Absolutely.
that could change. It all depends on Caleb Williams' development.
Especially with that DJ Reed signing yesterday.
Let's talk about that right now.
Four's up.
Oh, yeah.
Four's up. Four's up.
DJ Reed.
Yeah.
Let's move over. Let's stay in the East,
Sir.
in the NFC.
Detroit Lions, baby.
DJ Reed. We signed him from the Jets. 3 years, $48 million.
Like 32 guaranteed or something like that.
32 guaranteed, I believe.
It's a great
I
signing.
liked that one.
Great signing.
I love that one.
I mean, you first of all, you let go of Carlton Davis, who went for
It's a dog.
$360, who's older and more expensive.
Yeah.
You got DJ Reed, who's been very good on the Jets. We'll get to
Younger.
this. Is our Jets fan, obviously we
Better.
know. Yeah, so he knows firsthand. But DJ Reed, he's nasty.
A dog.
I mean, nasty. So
Dog.
that's we needed another corner to come in and perform well. We still have Rakestraw. We still have Taron Arnold. We still have the guys. We still have Robertson, right?
Yeah.
Robinson.
Best
Cam Berry, what comes from the dirt.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think just real quick, I loved it because we took him from Glenn. So I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
You take something from us, we take something from you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
We got DJ. I'm fine. I think he fits perfectly with what Detroit is, what we've been trying to build for the past couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are not coming off of that. They want guys who come in the locker room and fit the culture. And that is so important for a football team, especially in the NFL. And I think DJ Reed's that guy. I think he has that dog mentality. He has that grit mentality. Tough as nails. Lockdown corner.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna fit right in Detroit.
Absolutely. Is he your number one?
He's your number one.
Now?
He's your number one until Terry and Arnold takes that step up.
Until Arnold takes that step.
Okay.
Look, I'm not gonna say too much about DJ Reed right now because look, I'm a Jets fan. I could talk whenever. If you want to see how good he is, go watch the tape. He's a short guy that plays on the outside and plays it well. PFF ranked him top 10 corner the past 3 years. You guys should thank Sauce Gardner. Because everybody knew that DJ Reed already had one foot out the door last year. Sauce Gardner's from Detroit. He absolutely talked up Detroit to DJ Reed. Because there were so many other teams that would have given him a bag too. Thanks, Sauce Gardner. Seriously.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, you bring up a great point.
Detroit King legend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shout out Sauce.
Shout out Sauce Gardner.
Shout
Do we
out
want to
Sauce.
stick on the Jets trade? And let's talk about Justin Fields. We're going Bears, Jets,
Fields,
Lions here. Yeah.
We can talk about Justin.
All right, guys.
I actually love it. So Justin Fields signs 2-year, $40 million deal. I know Jake's gonna go off right. Well,
Not really.
I think Jake's gonna give his sense because you guys know he's a Jets fan. Really quick though, I was talking about it yesterday. I think it's very important when you put guys who they're comfortable with, especially from college.
Yeah.
Justin Fields has Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson now has Justin Fields. I think that's huge. I'm still hesitant about Justin Fields. Obviously, you got to use him right.
Yeah.
So New York's got to do it right.
Yep.
Arthur Smith knew how to use him. But yeah, you got to use him right. And I think Justin Fields can absolutely be a star in this league. It's just using him right, using him to his abilities. The line's a little scary, a little bit. I think you guys.
We need a right tackle.
Yeah, you guys have a good line. It's just.
Well,
there's
he's a athletic guy, so it's not like you're putting
But
Rodgers back there.
that's my thing though. Actually, I was talking to Hector about it yesterday. It's better now. You have him back there.
Yeah.
Who
Totally.
Justin Fields was. What was that? 2 years ago in Chicago, he was
1,000
leading the
yard
league
rusher.
in rushing yards.
1,000 yard
He finished
rusher.
9th in
Quarterback?
MVP
Yeah.
voting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's way better when you have a mobile guy who can move back there instead of for an old,
Just got to pass a little
immobile
bit.
guy
Yeah.
who can't move. So
You want to go or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll just go real quickly because I know you want to. I was just gonna say, you're right. You have to use him well.
Yeah.
Obviously, very athletic quarterback, and so he makes that team a lot more viable because obviously Aaron Rodgers is back there. He's a little slower. He's not mobile, and then you're able to use him. The only thing that I am questionable about is Ingstrand being able to use him in the pass game. I know he came from Ben Johnson. Obviously, he was the pass game coordinator for the Lions. I don't know if he's going to take that same mentality as Ben Johnson. If so, I think it's going to be a great fit because you can use him in all different type of ways. Ben Johnson going in the offseason talking about how Goff isn't athletic and this, that, and the other thing, whatever. So Ingstrand's getting an athletic quarterback now, whatever. But, yeah, I think it was a good deal. Little risk, a lot of reward potentially involved if he's good, and you can tie him to an extension if he's really good.
Yeah.
one more thing really quick.
Go.
I love that you brought up Ingstrand because that's also the biggest risk with this signing.
Yeah.
Is we haven't seen what Ingstrand is as an offensive coordinator. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does. First-year offensive coordinator with a young quarterback in Justin Fields who has obviously struggled since he got in the league. But I think that's the biggest risk right there is seeing how Ingstrand can use him with him coming in his first year as OC.
Yeah. I'm setting a 1:30 timer right now because I'm going to cut myself off. 3, 2, 1, go. I walked in yesterday. I was annoyed. Hector thought I was annoyed because of Justin Fields. Look, a little, but now I'm fine with it. One, it doesn't rule out the Jets from getting a quarterback in the draft. If there's a quarterback at 7, they're going to take him. Mm-hmm. Justin Fields, he's 25. He's gotten better every single year. Even his 3 games that were good with the Steelers. You see the potential. His biggest problem right now is the fact that his processing is a little slow. The Jets they obviously need to change that. And the Jets need a wide receiver 2 through 6 because behind Garrett Wilson, who's going to make $25 million a year, Garrett Wilson's going to get extended in the next 2 weeks, guys. I'll bank my absolute money on that. So let's start with that. Justin Fields, 25, young, he's mobile. Jets were second in the league in offensive line protection in the passing game. In the rushing game, Least carries in the league, even though they were a run-heavy football game. So, Jeff Ulbrich, what were we doing there? Now you have Breece Hall and Justin Fields, run-heavy football team. Get Garrett Wilson in there. Jets, the reason why it's a 2-year deal and not a 1-year deal is they wanted to avoid the Sam Darnold thing.
Yeah.
Because, look, I'm not on drugs. Not right now, at least. And Justin Fields, he has the potential to be good. He is a low-risk, high-reward signing. So if Justin Fields has a career year, the Jets are not sitting here next year going, what do we do? Do we lose him? Because next year, if Justin Fields has a good year, they could either trade him for something or they could extend him if he thinks they're the vision for the future. Blake's on drugs right now. My timer is about to go off. Yeah, JETS, 14 years in a row, no playoffs. Yeah, it's not going to be 15 because if it is 15, Justin Fields is a reason why.
To clarify his comment.
He's not on drugs.
To clarify his comment, I am not on drugs.
We're all on drugs.
To clarify his comment, I'm not. I promise. I just had to take Benadryl, 2 of them actually, because I had an allergic reaction scare. But I'm fine. I'm good.
Knock on wood.
Jake, on the other hand, isn't on anything.
I'm on life. I'm on life, guys. Yeah.
You're high on
That's
life.
just Jake.
High on
though.
life. Yeah.
That's just Jake. That's just Jake. So
We're approaching things differently, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're approaching things differently.
I wanted to clear my name up though from that comment.
Okay.
Dolphins
yeah.
got Zach Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Dolphins to get Zach Wilson. He's gonna have a time in Miami. He's gonna have a time in Miami.
That's the reason why he's the backup in Miami.
Slayer.
That's why he's the backup in Miami.
The Slayer, right? Is that
He
what
actually
they
might
call him?
play. Tua's might get hurt.
MILF Slayer. Is that what they
Tua's
call
gonna
him?
get
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna play. Wow,
he's gonna play.
That's the best
He is
backup.
gonna play. Zach Wilson is gonna play.
I think
in Miami.
Miami
You see
might be
the
the.
video of Tua yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people are tripping though.
No, it's the offseason.
People are tripping.
But
It's
athletes
the
get
offseason.
fat in the
Fun.
offseason and then they come back in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
People are tripping about Tua
Yeah,
though.
let 'em trip.
A
Let 'em
little,
trip.
a little bit. I mean, Mahomes looks exactly like Tua. Maybe even worse. Mahomes is a superstar.
The MVP in 2 out of the 4 leagues are not like in shape.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's
I guess Shea's in shape, but
yeah, Jokic.
Jokic looks
I mean, they're
like,
in shape. It's just like the
They don't have 6 packs and chiseled.
yeah,
They're not chiseled.
the body structure just
Yeah.
isn't up to what.
Well, as a quarterback,
people
you can't-
think they
yeah,
should.
if
be.
you walk into the gym, he's not someone that scares you.
Well, unless you're
not.
unless you're Jalen Hurts, you're not a chiseled
You're like,
quarterback.
I got that guy.
Most quarterbacks aren't chiseled like
I got
their
that. I'm
physique
checking him.
isn't cheated.
For anybody watching this podcast, not every quarterback looks like Jalen Hurts. I know Jalen Hurts is
Absolutely
a
not.
beautiful
Blake does.
male. Oh yeah, someone did say Blake looks like
don't
Jalen
do
Hurts.
that. Don't do
Someone
that.
did say
Don't
Blake
do
looks
that.
like
No,
That was a
no.
wild.
Don't
that was
do
a-
that.
Put it in the chat right now.
Stop.
Does Blake look like Jalen Hurts?
Stop
I'm not
doing
gonna
that
say yes.
shit.
I'm not gonna
Stop
say
doing
no.
that shit,
But
dude.
someone said that.
No, I'm not.
You can put all
We're
our
not-
comps.
we're not
Like
going
people
over
say I
this.
look like Morty from Rick and Morty. People say I look like Mark Zuckerberg. I'm gonna make more money than Mark Zuckerberg. I'll say that right now. I'll say that right now.
I see the Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
He kind of does look like Zuckerberg a little
I
bit.
see the Mark Zuckerberg.
It's the fro.
He does. Okay.
It's the fro.
The hair.
It's the fro.
I'm
guys.
not doing that, man. I'm not doing that.
We just spent way too much time talking about Zach Wilson. What else do we
So
got?
one more team recap, and then we'll move on to college hoops. We need to talk about Washington's offseason because it's been absolutely
Boo. Phelps. Boo.
Yeah. Well,
I like them. They just sent us home, so boo.
I give him some sympathy.
Can I start us off with the Washington Commanders?
Go ahead.
Shout out Josh. Everyone go check out his Alex Sarr video that just dropped. It's fire.
Absolutely. Go check that out.
Look, Jaden Daniels, he's a superstar. Everybody knows that, and he's clutch. The Commanders clearly needed to get better. I predicted they were going to get Tyreek Hill, and then I predicted they were going to get Deebo Samuel. Pat on my back. No, but
Jake's back.
look, yeah, the Commanders got a lot better, and for a year where they didn't have expectations to make it to the conference championship game, now they're gearing up. Are they the Philadelphia Eagles? No, absolutely not. No one's going to say that. But Jaden Daniels can win you football games. You have a wide receiving core of Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, and whoever you want to throw in there, whether it's Noah Brown, whether it's someone else. They did lose De'Ami Brown, which I think is an underrated loss.
Yeah,
they got to fix the defense, but they'll be fine.
You get Debo in return.
Yeah, you get
so
Debo.
it's fine.
And they have money. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they got Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Like, that would not surprise me. And I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised.
I was talking to Josh yesterday. I don't want them to get Henderson, though.
If they got
I don't think anybody really wants Hendrickson.
I talked about it last episode.
He's too expensive, and it's a 1-year rental.
I said that.
I said that to Hector. I was like, the Bears might get him. He said no.
I wasn't too big on Detroit getting him. I wanted Garrett, but
I don't want Hendrickson.
You still don't want Hendrickson?
I don't want him.
I'm not gonna lie.
If you're a contender,
because what do we have to give up for him though?
Like a second. You don't have to.
You don't have to give up a lot.
If we don't,
if
then
you're a
that'd be 1-year rental.
contender, you should go.
A
Any
draft pick or
contender
two.
should pick up Trey Hendrickson if they need an edge
Yeah.
rusher. He led the league in sacks. He's a speed rusher. He's almost impossible to block sometimes if he gets his move off right. Like
I just don't want to pay him. I don't know how much he's making this year. I just don't want to pay him. And then, because if Pierce is available to us, I'll take Pierce just because of the contract reset, rookie.
why not take both? Seriously. Why not?
All three of them
Hendrickson for
because
1 year.
that's the thing. You can get
we don't have
Henderson
Lee
and still get
McNeil.
Pierce.
He tore his ACL.
McNeil's gone.
That's right. Okay, yeah. Then I think that it wouldn't be a bad trade.
I want Hendrickson.
As long as the price isn't too much.
Yeah. But yeah, Commanders re-signed Bobby Wagner, re-signed Zach Ertz, re-signed John Bates. They signed Javon Kinlaw, obviously trade for Debo, trade for Laramie Tunsil, which I think was the best move so far this offseason for them. This morning they do lose Jonathan Allen to the Vikings, 3 years, $60 million deal for Allen.
I mean, they were going to cut
They
him
were
anyway.
gonna lose him
They were going to cut
anyway,
him.
But that's what I'm saying. They knew that was happening.
that was out the window
I
anyway.
think that's a huge reason why you were talking about Washington getting all these edge rushers, trying to go get another one.
Yep.
Because we knew Jonathan Allen was leaving.
No, he was dead. Not dead.
Yeah, don't make
He's
that
not
mistake
dead.
again.
Do not
stop
keep
doing that.
Stop doing that.
Izzy,
killing people
if you're
off.
watching this,
Stop doing
and
that.
if you are a master's student watching this,
Did we talk about that last episode?
we did not.
I think we talked about it a
I'm
little
not
bit.
sure.
Izzy is not dead. I might have made a little of Medill think that. Did I mean to? Obviously not. She was just no longer with us at the presentation.
No,
Anyway, don't stop
fine.
phrasing it like that. Anyway,
it's fine.
let's go on to something
We
else.
live and we learn.
So,
We live and we learn.
real quick, before we get into college hoops, notable day 2 free agents that remain. I actually want to talk about Rodgers really quick. We don't have to go crazy because
Check out
it's all
Mazarski
he
memos.
say, she say, whatever. Notable free agents though: Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Joey Bosa, J.K. Dobbins, Amari Cooper, Mekhi Becton, Tyler Lockett, Evan Ingram, and Nick Chubb. Biggest one that you think is a free, biggest
Rodgers.
name out there?
It's Rodgers, obviously.
Obviously, but when you talk about impact, though.
Oh, impact?
Yeah, impact.
ooh.
Impact, biggest name.
I still think it's Aaron Rodgers, but if I was going to throw a curveball, I'd say Nick Chubb, because Nick Chubb, if he's able to get back to full health, he's an absolute force. He's a monster. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Dallas. I think that would be awesome for him if they didn't go Genty. I still think Nick Chubb's a top 10 running back in this league. And I think, what is he? He's 25, 26. I really like that.
Yeah, it's just he's got no knees, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
He has no
Got
knees.
loose noodles for
That's
legs.
the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah, no, totally. If I'm going down this list, it's Rodgers. Rodgers,
Yeah.
If Rodgers goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is where I think he's going to go, I do think they're a playoff team. Aaron Rodgers was not the Jets' problem last year.
No,
Is
he
he
wasn't.
old? Sure. Is he not in his prime? Sure.
wasn't.
He threw 28 touchdowns. He had a quarterback rating near 100. He only threw 1 interception from week 10 to 18, or maybe 2. But, this guy could still win you a game. And Aaron Rodgers is better than what Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is going to give you. And I'll go on record saying that, and if you want to debate me, sure.
Not with that
People
team.
People love him as a teammate. They do. Look at the Jets. Look at the Packers. They love him as a teammate. Sure, is he an ayahuasca lunatic? Yes. Nobody's going to take away from that. He's good.
I
He
still-
still has one of the best throwers of the ball.
I still
That's
need to
I,
watch.
Come on.
I there's a lot of things wrong with Rodgers being with the Jets. One, their whole system wasn't designed for a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. So that wasn't really his fault. Obviously, he played better down the stretch. I still think you have to look at the fact that he's 41. And regardless of you want to say he had an injury, it's also the fact that the last year in Green Bay, he also wasn't terrific. Let's not forget that the last year in Green Bay, he wasn't the best. And every year he's gotten older and older. And obviously he came out from the Achilles injury. I do give him grace for that, because at the back end of last year he was pretty good, put up great statistics. I also will say I don't think they had a lot to play for, so I think he was just kind of free balling. But when you look at expectations, you put him on the Steelers. First of all, there's high expectations. I know that the offensive line is better, the defense is better. He's still 40. He still has to produce, right? And so that's my only thing about him. But on this list, yeah, it's Rodgers. If you're saying non-quarterback, because quarterback is the most important position, I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs. I heard that Texans want him back on like a 1-year deal.
I think they should want him back.
I think they want him back.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, they should. They on a 1-year deal is fine, but I think that's another domino that's yet to fall. Because if he performs great this year, because I know people are gonna want him for a 1-year rental, like he got hurt. He's still Stephon Diggs. He still can produce. So that's my or Amari Cooper, because Amari Cooper he's good, but he hasn't produced the level. Obviously, last year he said he had a hand injury, so that's why his production wasn't the same. But I think those two wide receivers, Diggs and Cooper, because it'll be interesting to see what they fetch on the open market, especially Cooper, now that he's up for a new contract.
Yeah. I'll leave us with this before we move to college hoops. Minnesota, Aaron Rodgers. We're not going to talk about it. I think they try to go get him. I think they do, and
there's really legit like 5 teams that Rodgers could go to.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
Vikings, Giants, Steelers, Titans. It's like 4 teams that legit could go get him.
All right. Moving on, college hoops. Want to do a quick recap of the weekend?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, Auburn lost.
Auburn did lose. Props
Was
to
that
the
a great call by me or what?
For what?
Yeah.
Yeah, great call.
For picking Bama?
Bama, yeah.
Especially for a Bama team that hasn't been good as of late. To go on the road into Auburn. They're not the first team to do that, but yeah, wow.
It's interesting. Auburn's struggling now. I'm getting scared because that's my pick.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. I don't think they're struggling. I think they're just finding what it is to play late in March. I think not that they skated, but they're such a good team and they're so deep in the bench that you play the game. By the time you get to March, it's a different animal. Yeah. And so people start locking in a whole lot differently. People know that the seeding matters. People are trying to win the conference. So, I mean, Bama's really good. Mark Sears, I tell you, Mark Sears is probably my favorite college player right now. He's a bucket. I mean, that man could just.
Sears is nice.
He's a bucket.
He's dropped like what 30 in his
he dropped 30.
over like 2 of his last 4 or something.
He's nasty.
Insane.
That's Jalen Brunson 2.0. Jalen Brunson 2.0.
Yeah, and he had a bad game on Saturday, but that's the one thing that matters. With Alabama, it's always about a race to around 90 or 100. And Auburn, I didn't think they necessarily played bad. Janai Broome had 34.
They didn't play bad at all.
Yeah, Tahad Pettiford had 19. And if Auburn is able to get all their contributions, whether it's those 2 who are their 2 best players, or it's Miles Kelly who shoots over 40% from behind the arc, or it's Chad Baker-Mazzaro who got ejected in the game, or it's Cardwell, Chaney Johnson, any of them, Auburn's really good. Bama, it was a race to 100 or a race to 90. Then Mark Sears had a terrible game. He had an awful game. He was 3 for 9. He couldn't hit it. He only had 9 points, but he had the one shot that mattered. The one shot. And that's what, look, Bama's still a threat. If Bama wins the SEC, they should be a 1 seed on Selection Sunday. They totally should.
I agree with that.
Yeah, they totally should.
What's the ranking now?
I agree with that.
I'm pretty sure they're 5 right now. 5 or 4.
I agree with that.
Look, the SEC tournament's the best one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to go into is SEC tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, we all did our picks already.
I can't remember what my pick was.
I know. I'm going to change mine for the SEC.
I picked Auburn. I think you picked Bama.
Did I pick Bama?
No, I picked Bama, and then I changed it after Auburn walked into Tuscaloosa and beat them.
So you went to Auburn. I
went to Auburn, and I still think Auburn's the best team in the conference, but are we doing predictions right now? I'll say mine.
Yeah.
I think Auburn, if I still had to pick a national championship contender right now, it's the Auburn Tigers. I would bet them to win the Natty right now. This weekend?
Yeah.
Florida Gators. Florida is going to win the SEC tournament. They already beat Auburn on the road. They already beat Alabama on the road. They have the best backcourt in the country in Elijah Martin, Will Reichard, and Walter Clayton. They rebound the crap out of the ball. Whether that's Alex Condon, whether that's someone else. What Todd Golden is doing in the Swamp is so special. I think they're going to win the SEC tournament. If I had to do a trendy national contender pick, and you guys gave Lungo a little crap because of this, I'd say Florida. I'd still pick Auburn to win the Natty right now.
Did I?
What?
Well, somebody did. It might have been Matai. Florida's really good. And people are going to sleep on Florida because if it's between people have not watched the Florida Gators enough. If it's between Florida and Auburn, people will pick Auburn. If it's between Florida and Duke, people will pick Duke. If it's between Florida and Houston, people will pick Houston. Florida has not been favored in any of those games. You know what they did in any of those games? At Auburn, at Alabama, at other teams? They fucking won.
Yeah, they won.
They win. On Sunday, I think the best thing that can happen to the Auburn Tigers on the SEC championship on Sunday, because spoiler alert, I think they make it. I think the best thing is Auburn loses on Sunday, and they regroup before March Madness and go on a run. So give me Florida. Chomp.
Go ahead.
But for me, it's between Bama and Tennessee.
Tennessee?
No, I don't hate that.
I think Tennessee. I think they're a sleeper. I think they're a sleeper.
Yeah.
I watched them play against who was it? I can't remember who it was.
Was it the buzzer beater?
Yeah,
Alabama.
Yeah, against Alabama.
Chaz Lanier is a top 3 scorer in the conference.
I mean, he's nuts. And then you got Ziegler, who's really good at handling the ball. You got Meshack, who hit that shot.
Yeah.
Tennessee's. They're deeper than I thought they were, and so I think they're really good. The thing that the thing that scares me is matching up against Bama or Auburn or Florida. I think Florida could easily take them down. I know Bama could. I know Auburn could. I think I'm gonna go Bama.
The best thing about the SEC,
they can beat anybody though.
That's true, but I'm gonna go. I mean, any of the SEC teams can beat any of the other SEC teams.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I'm gonna go Bama. One, I think Mark Sears, straight bucket. Crazy good point guard. You got Grant Nelson. You got all these guys who they know how to play. Nate Oates, really good coach. I think they get it done in the SEC tournament. I think they face off against. I mean, they're gonna have to go through a gauntlet. Every team's gonna have to go through a gauntlet, but I think they get it done.
They're gonna have to play Kentucky, then they're gonna have to play Florida, and then they're gonna have to play Auburn. The reason I like how you brought up Tennessee, they play defense. They have the highest defensive efficiency in the country. Chaz Lanier can score. The best thing about this SEC tournament. If I am going down from Team 1 to Team 16, I can name a guy that could go for 20. And to prove you, I'm going to do it. Auburn, Janai Broom. Florida, Walter Clayton. Alabama, Mark Sears. Tennessee, Chaz Lanier. Texas A&M, Wade Taylor. Kentucky, Otega Owe. Ole Miss, Sean Padula. Missouri, Mark Mitchell. Arkansas, John L. Davis. Mississippi State, Josh Hubbard. Georgia, Asa Newell. Vanderbilt, A.J. Hogarth. Oklahoma, Jeremiah Fierce. Texas, Trey Johnson.
Breathe, please.
No.
Breathe.
The SEC tournament's going to be the best one.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best one. You heard it. Anyone could win this. Anyone could win this. Except South Carolina. Cox, no. But I genuinely think anybody else could win this.
Please pause. Pause.
Penalty. Flag on the play.
Pause.
Offsides.
Pause, dog.
Jake Mazarski.
Pause, dog.
10-yard penalty. You gotta have to walk that one back.
Please, bro. Please.
And it's Gamecocks.
Too much coffee.
Cock. Nope. South Carolina can't win it. LSU can't win it. Any other team can. I fully believe that. I think it's going to be Florida. Sorry. Actually, I'm not apologizing. That was fun.
I picked Auburn, of course. I'm still rolling with the Tigers, but, of course, watch out for Florida. I mean, we've said it all year, though. Like, this isn't a surprise or anything.
Yeah, no, Florida's nasty.
I think to people who don't watch college basketball, it is. But Florida's nasty.
Yep.
Florida's nasty. I still want them to play Oliver, bro.
Play the who?
Oliver, the freshman.
Oh, they're not gonna.
I know. He's redshirted, but
yeah.
It irks me, dog.
Unless they get injured, unless they like really get injured.
But it does. But
yeah, next year.
I think Florida gets there though. SEC championship, Auburn, Florida.
That's real.
And then it's up from there. Honestly, that's up for grabs. That's a 50-50 game right there. Arkansas though, I think Arkansas goes on a run.
I don't.
The only reason I don't like Arkansas in this tournament is because they're in that 8-9 slot and the winner has to play Auburn.
They're going to have to go through the real gauntlet because they're going to have to go through the best teams.
And also, Adu Thero's hurt. And he's their best player. Thero's their best player. But Coach Cal in March, I guess Coach Cal hasn't been good in March lately.
He hasn't been good in lately, but I don't know. I just like how
I've watched that team consistently, and they're so up and down. I know they can make a run. Yeah. They're just so inconsistent, and I can't trust it.
Wagner's been playing phenomenal, though.
Yeah. And it's just the inconsistencies. I can't trust it. Especially in, like, you have to go through literally the 4 best teams in the SEC were like the 4 best teams in the country.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, though. I do. Arkansas. They're not going to beat Auburn.
No.
But
they're going to have to play Auburn at some point.
They win 2
They're going to have to play
games.
Auburn, Florida, Tennessee. I don't think they could even beat Kentucky.
They already did.
I don't think in a tournament.
They already did, my friend. They already did, my friend.
I don't think they can do it in the tournament, though.
They absolutely can beat Kentucky.
I don't think they can do it in the tournament.
I think.
That's crazy. Why not?
Because I think, first of all, I think they're the inconsistencies. I think they're so inconsistent. They're up and down. I think they're a good team. I watched them play, and they have enough talent to be good. They're not putting it together.
Boogie Flan is also hurt. He's out for the season.
I don't see the connection in the team. Like, it'd be one thing if, they ended the season and they ended on a run. I'd be like, well, forget the inconsistencies. But I saw them towards the back end. They're still inconsistent. Like, they're up and down. The shooting is up and down. They turn the ball over. I saw a guy throw a chest pass to a man, and it bounced off his fingertips for a turnover. I'm like, what are we doing? I mean, my high school coach would have jumped in front of me and grabbed me up by my shirt.
Arkansas needs one win, and then they're in March. And I think they could be scary in March. I don't think they're scary in this because I think they're going to lose to Auburn. I think they lose to Auburn.
Go ahead.
The last thing I'm going to say, if Arkansas beats Ole Miss on Thursday, they first have to beat South Carolina. And Cox, no, I'll stand on that. As long as they beat Ole Miss, they're in the NCAA tournament. Then go make some noise. Because then you win the coaching battle because Coach Cal's still a top 10 coach in this sport.
Yeah. What Jake said. Moving over to the Big Ten.
Can I start this off?
I'm going to give a preview real quick. We all had different picks for the Big Ten. I picked Michigan.
You picked Michigan State.
I picked Michigan State. You picked Michigan. Yeah. And you picked...
I thought I picked Sparty.
Yeah, I think he did.
I thought I picked Sparty.
I picked Purdue. No, he did pick State.
Yeah,
he did pick State.
Yeah.
You didn't pick State. I thought you picked State.
No, I did pick State.
Okay.
I didn't pick them to beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Both times. Both times. A little biased there. I still got State. I still got Michigan State. I do. But
it's going to be State.
I actually, I don't even want to talk about Michigan right now because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. They're pissing me off.
Crashing and burning at the wrong time.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So I still have Michigan State. I know I talked a lot of I talked a lot of facts though about Izzo last episode.
Yeah.
He just hasn't shown up in March in 22 years, 25 years.
Very true.
Fine.
But he can get he can get the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he can get Big Ten tournament for sure though. That's why I think they're hot. I think they win.
At the beginning I
don't see anybody beating them.
No, at the beginning I had Michigan. Michigan went on a little run, and then they crashed and burned towards the end. Michigan State stayed steady. They've excelled.
Everyone's playing well.
I mean, their guard play is
everybody
nuts.
Yeah.
I'm watching them play. They got Jackson Kohler out there playing good. Trey Alleman is right in your face.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, Jace Richardson he's a dog. He's a monster. So it's gonna be State.
I think
I like Maryland though too.
I don't like Maryland. I do not think I think Maryland's the biggest candidate to get bounced.
Why don't you like Maryland?
What about Maryland don't you like?
Their best players are freshmen, Derek Queen. I think that come March, you'll find a big that could guard him. I think if you're talking about any of their players, whether it's Rice, whether it's Jacoby Gillespie, all these guys in their first years, experience matters. And Maryland has never been good in the tournament, dating back to the 05s, whatever it is. I just don't think they're that good. And I think it's apparent and stuff because they lose games on the road. They almost lost to Northwestern on Saturday. And Northwestern, they're hurt.
Yeah, but it ended up like a 12-point difference, though.
Yeah, because they could score. Kevin Willard is still not a top half coach in this conference. He's not. I'd rather have Tom Izzo. I'd rather have Dusty May.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather have Chris Collins. I'd rather have Mick Cronin. I'll go on and on. I think Maryland is going to get bounced. Let me go into this right now. Maryland is the number 2 seed. I'll go on this right now. You heard me. Maryland's the number 2 seed in the Big Ten tournament. On Friday, Illinois is going to beat Maryland. Illinois is going to beat Maryland on Friday.
Not a bad take.
Name one position besides Derek Queen that Illinois is not better than Maryland at. You are not going to find it. And I think Maryland gets bounced in week 1 of the NCAA tournament too.
Their guard play is not terrible.
Yeah.
Who, Illinois? Illinois' guard play? It's not terrible, but they don't have a top 5 pick like Illinois has in Kasparis Yakichonis. They don't have the experience. They have not.
Derek Queen's. I mean, he's not top 5, but Derek Queen's a lottery pick.
Yeah, he's the back end and stuff. And Yakichonis, Illinois beat Purdue. Yeah, he has potential. Maryland is going to go far in the tournament, not because of Derek Queen, because of Jacoby Gillespie, because of Juju Reese, because of other guys. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. If you think, like for my prediction, Well, first off, Big Ten tournament, you guys done fucked up when it comes to not putting Nick Martinelli in first team All Big Ten. He's their top scorer. I'm pissed off. And I could rant about this, but I'm not gonna. I still think Michigan State's the best team in the Big Ten, and that's gonna be my pick to win the Big Ten tournament. But if they don't, it's gonna be Oregon. Because Oregon has won 6 straight dating back to their win in East Lansing. Dana Altman in March, it's a tale as old as time.
They are very good in March.
Jackson Shellstad, Nate Biddle.
Oregon's
If Michigan State doesn't win, and I think Michigan State will win, the two are going to play each other on Friday, assuming Oregon beats Indiana. Sko Duckies. Sko Duckies. I'll be trendy here.
I don't
Sko Duckies.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
You can have that pick.
Come back to this pod. But then again, I think Michigan State's going to beat them. But if not Michigan State, Duckies.
All right. Big 12. I don't know about that one. Big 12?
Big 12?
Yeah, go Big 12.
Who did I pick for Big 12?
Pick Houston.
I picked Houston? Yeah, I'm sticking with Houston. They're
Did I pick
dogs.
Houston or did I pick Iowa State?
Kevin Sampson, you're a great coach. Your team, they're
It's gonna be
deep.
Houston.
LJ Cryer, bucket.
Yeah.
Jawan Roberts, bucket. They're all buckets.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be Houston.
Enough said.
We
Who
talked
else-
about the experience. And,
Yeah.
and
Who else
that's-
is going to compete with them in the Big 12?
in March experiences
Yeah, it's going to be Houston.
is very important.
Houston lost 1 game in conference, and it was by 1 point to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
They're 34-4 in their first 2 years in the Big 12. They won the Big 12 tournament last year, if I remember correctly. And they're so good. They're so good. And they could score this year. That's the other thing. Emmanuel Sharp and Milos Uzan, they shoot the ball really well.
Uzan's
And
nice.
LJ Cryer,
Yeah.
like he's a 6-year guy. Jawan Roberts, 5th-year guy. And Kelvin Sampson, he might be the number 1, or probably number 2, because I still think it's Hurley. Number 2 best head coach in college basketball. And there's a reason that Houston's 19-1, and the second place team, Texas Tech, is 15-5.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah. I really wanted to see BYU Houston.
It's possible. BYU's a 4 seed.
I meant
right?
in the
5 seed?
championship.
Oh.
It won't happen in the championship. Semifinals, but it won't happen in the championship.
Yeah,
I really
BYU is
wanted.
underrated.
I wanted that in the championship.
BYU is underrated.
BYU is underrated. They've been hot.
They're
Yeah.
sneaking
Igor
up.
Damon.
They're
Or
talented.
Demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a name. Igor.
First rounder.
What a name.
Yeah. Kanan Catchins, when the guy can shoot the rock, he does not miss.
Yeah.
Also, if guys, you should watch BYU basketball now because they're getting AJ Dubonsa, number 1 prospect next year.
They're going to be nasty.
They're gonna be
They're gonna
nasty. They're gonna be nasty. Yeah.
They are. They are.
All right, Big East.
Big East. I mean, I don't think this
Self-explanatory.
is... Well,
Do it.
I
Actually,
mean,
do
go...
it.
not.
Do
It's
it.
really not.
Do
It's
it.
really not.
What do you think I'm gonna do?
self-explanatory.
I know what you're gonna do. Are you
What?
you're gonna pick UConn, aren't you?
I'm not picking UConn.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
No.
I'm picking St. John's.
Yeah.
I can't go against St.
Picking
John's.
UConn is not a. It's
I
not a
don't think
crazy
you can
take,
go against
though.
St. John's right now.
I mean, it's actually. This might be the time that they turn up. The Huskies turn up. It might be.
No.
I'm picking St. John's, but I think that they
don't
could really
see
make
it.
a run.
I don't see
I
it.
did a TikTok on this earlier in the day. Mazarski Memos on TikTok. Big East preview. St. John's has lost 4 games all year. Every single one has been by 1 possession. They are 18-0 at home.
Yeah.
They have not lost. The Big East tournament at their house, Madison Square Garden.
In New York.
That place is going to be electric. St. John's is a team that will make noise not only in this tournament, but in March. I actually think they're going to wipe the floor in this tournament.
I do too, yeah. That's
I don't think the games with... It might be within double digits, but I don't think there's any nail biters.
I think it's crazy you would think I would
There'll
pick
be
UConn.
there's going to be nail
Well,
biters.
you said, do I do it? No, I don't think St. John's will be a nail biter. And I think even if they are, they've proven that they'll come out of every nail biter.
No, I think
and
they'll
win.
win, but I think they'll be a nightmare. I think Creighton's going to give them a little bit of a run for their money. I think UConn, if they face them, still going to give them a run for their money.
Creighton
face one.
definitely.
Yeah.
They'll face one.
Creighton definitely.
Yeah,
give
Creighton
them a
will
run
definitely
for
give them
their
a run
money.
for
I'm still not high on Creighton. They're not deep enough. Like
I
Stephen
think-
Ashworth and Ryan Kelly are good, but
Yeah.
what are we
St.
doing?
John's is going to win, but I think Creighton's going to give them a run.
I want Marquette St. John's again.
That'd be awesome.
I want
we already
Marquette
know who's
St.
coming on
John's.
top.
Isn't Marquette the
again.
4 seed? So isn't that
Yeah.
going to happen in the semis? So that'll happen.
Yeah.
Like Cam Jones versus RJ Lewis, it's going to be a show.
Marquette's 5.
So even
But yeah,
better, whoever
still,
they play it
semis.
for.
Semis.
Yeah, whoever they play it for.
Yeah.
Red Storm, baby.
Red Storm.
Bring
Keep
out
pushing.
the white suit.
White suit. Oh, he's got to go. Nah, I want an all red suit. I want an all red suit. I want an all red suit.
Lean forward.
But yeah,
It's going to happen.
it's gonna happen.
Cool.
We got one more conference.
Pack.
ACC.
Oh.
ACC.
Forgot
I
they
mean,
even-
like,
Like,
is there a question?
Clemson? No.
Is there a question?
I despise the Duke Blue Devils. And the Duke Blue Devils are a very good team. That's why they're number 1 in the country. I'm stating everything obvious. The ACC isn't that good. Props to Louisville and Clemson. They're both 18-2 in conference. Pat Kelsey, you've done a great job down in Kentucky. Brad Brownell in South Carolina. Both those teams could go on runs in March. You're not beating Duke. You're just not. No. Yeah, Duke's a mismatch to everyone. You can't play man-to-man against Duke. And
they're just nasty. Yeah. They're just nasty. I mean, Cooper Flagg. Yeah. I mean, the thing that blew my mind was when they played UNC, you saw Duke was a pretty good team. He was out with 3 fouls, came back in the second half. They were a completely different team.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, they turned up with
him.
My
gosh.
So, like, with Cooper Flagg, crazy. Even without Cooper Flagg, they're probably still going to win the ACC. Yeah. I would still take them without Cooper Flagg to win the ACC. That would be my opinion. It would be tougher, but obviously with Cooper Flagg, takes them way over the edge.
Absolutely.
Duke Carolina in the semis. If Carolina is able to get past Wake Forest, I'll let you know right now Carolina's losing that game by 10. But so? Yeah, but Carolina just needs 1 win to make the NCAA tournament. So let's redo 2022, guys.
Who's the first person they play?
Well, they play Pitt or Notre Dame. That game's going on right now. They play them tomorrow. If they win that, they play Wake Forest. If they win, the winner of that plays Duke.
I mean, to get in the tournament, you got to just give all of 1 game.
I'm about to say. Just hoop.
1 game.
Yep. Just hoop. I mean, they showed that they could do it first half.
Oh, yeah. They were sticking with Duke, but then
they showed that they could do it.
I could talk about the North Carolina Tar Heels. Dude, they still have a top 2 player in the conference in RJ Davis. Right after Cooper Flagg, it's RJ Davis, and he's having a bad year. He's still ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to go on here and say UNC has the potential to be this great team because I don't think they are.
No.
But
absolutely not.
I think that they could get to Duke, and I think they could give Duke the closest game, not named Clemson and Louisville. I just don't think that's possible.
I forgot about Louisville. Louisville is actually good this year.
They are.
4 guards. Chucky.
Yeah.
They got other guys.
They are.
Yeah. Still not beating Duke.
Anyway. Still not beating Duke, though. Yeah. I like Clemson, though, too. Yeah. I said that, though, earlier.
Clemson's not bad either.
I like Clemson. Chase Hunter's a baller.
Yeah. Chicken. Duke in 1. Doesn't matter.
You just try to do a Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I tried doing the Shannon Sharp. It didn't work, guys. But
you got to do Duke, Luke, Fluke. Duke in 5.
You got to go, you
got to rhyme it. You got to make it
rhyme. You got to rhyme it.
All right.
Try again. Go ahead. Try again.
Jesus. Oh, God. Tar Heels.
Oh, my
Instagram
God.
Reels.
Tar Heels.
Dinner time meals. Duke in 1. Duke in 1. Sadly. Yeah, you heard me. I'll stand on that.
What did he say? Did he say dinner time meals?
Yeah.
It's just rhyming anything.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, you heard me.
Oh, my gosh.
You heard me.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I think with that, it's time to wrap this up.
I think so.
That's a great.
Do you have a closing comment? You always have a closing comment.
I do.
think that might have been you. I think we should.
Are we gonna do Tweaker of the Week this week, or are we gonna wait?
No, we're gonna do that on. Okay. Well, are we recording again?
Yeah, we'll record later in the week, so we can do
Tweaker
that
on Friday.
Oh, you'll be back.
I'll be back.
All right, stay tuned for Tweaker of the Week.
All right.
Yeah, we'll do that on Friday. You have a closing comment?
Yeah.
You always do.
All right, guys.
Before I wrap this up professionally.
Hector, Nectar, Lecter, Spectre, Collector. It don't matter. Nick Martinelli should have been first team All-America. Not All-America, All Big Ten. All Big Ten.
Wrap it up. Wrap this show up. I'm
going to wrap it up. That is all that we have.
Yeah, you heard me.
For episode, what was it, 13, 12? 13.
3.
As always, go check out socials, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Go check our YouTube Shorts out too, please. Obviously, TalkBall Tweakers.
Sir.
Like, comment, subscribe. What should we tell them to comment?
Where's Aaron Rodgers going to end up, guys?
I like that one.
Yeah, where's A-Rod? Also, just drop your conference tournament predictions. Why not? Give me a hot take.
And comments, please let Hector know that the Bears ain't on shit. Let him
Lions on top.
Just let him know it.
Grit,
Lions
baby.
on top.
Grit,
pride.
grit.
You know what I'm saying. So that is it.
Mm-hmm.
As always, stay fly.